How old were you when you got your first mobile phone?
It was back in 1992, so I guess it was 21 years ago. I got my first Motorola mobile phone.
How big was it?
It was massive, but it was second generation because the first ones were like big ones, but this one was a flip one, so it wasn't actually that big to come to think of it, you know?
How many hours a week did you spend watching TV when you were a kid?
Oh, I loved TV. We all love TV. You know, I grew up in India and TV and color TV was a treat. And when color TV, some programs used to come on in color, I used to freak out and it was a lot of fun. But we used to always spend a good 3-4 hours a day watching TV.
When did you first use a social networking site?
I don't use Facebook, I don't use Twitter, I don't use Snapchat, I don't use anything, unfortunately.
Did you ever think smartphones would exist?
Absolutely. And we have a long way to go from here. We've got loads of technology coming in. And watch, there will be game changers as well, very soon.
Did you use any technology in school?
Apart from sending pigeons from one place to the other place, I don't really think we use technology because I was in school in the 80s, and during the 80s we didn't have much of technology existing. Even we didn't have computers in school.
Did you ever watch any videotapes in school?
We didn't have videos at that time. It was just the 80s. It may have been. I remember I was from a place called India, and it was really backward at that time.
When you were a teenager, how many hours a week did you spend listening to the radio?
Now we talking. I love the radio. I love music. I spend hours and hours listening to music. I can't even tell you. If I could listen to music 24 hours a day at that time, I would. You know, but my mom used to freak out, so I was like, time out. Okay.
Did you ever own a Walkman? When did you get it?
Yes. Walkman was something which I owned, and I proudly say Sony was a game changer in those days. I had a Walkman called Unicef brand. It doesn't exist right now, but it was the cheaper version, a knockoff version of the Sony player, and I adored it. It was my most priceless piece ever I can remember.
When did you get it?
It was 1987. So you're talking about 30 over years ago.
How many hours did you spend talking on the phone each day?
As far as I remember, the longest time I spoke on the phone was to my wife when I was dating her, and we would speak for hours together, and sometimes overnight, like 6-8 hours overnight. I remember that clearly, you know.
What piece of modern technology do you find most amazing?
A cell phone, a smartphone really changed the game of how the future holds actually. So in my opinion, the Apple was a big game changer and everybody followed suit. Of course, the BlackBerry, till today I adore it, but I guess that its life is coming to an end.
What piece of technology do you think we will still use in 50 years, if any?
I think for me, music is my life, okay? So I know 50 years from today, music will surely exist. I can't even fathom which way what format it will exist, but music will exist, and I'm here to hear it.